Hello again, folks. Today, Johnny and I have decided on recreating the second worst car in Dalton's stable, the Mercenary. We found this slim light Crown Victoria at the flea market for $1, figured it'd be easy enough to alter. We may have been wrong, but either way, let's find out. You guys know the drill, right? The pegs come out so I can take away the body from the frame, interior, and glass. Maybe. I don't really have to get the overhead lights out because this section of roof is going the way of the dinosaur, but forward thinking isn't always my strong suit. You're about to see why Johnny doesn't let me play with the real cars. Yep, 144 IQ. Now, chopping the roof section out isn't exactly rocket science, but to get it right in 1/64 scale does take a little patience. If I ever find any patience, I'll let you know. For the eagle-eyed pole barn garage fan out there, you'll notice that I don't cut the bumpers off before I throw it in the goo. This, admittedly, was a mistake, as I'll find out later, but my logic was that I could manipulate the existing bumpers to look like the ones on the Mercenary. I was wrong. And there we are. We'll get this off to the goo and start working on the rims. Here's my disclaimer. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I remembered that Dalton had some 5-star rims that looked like something off of a late 80s Pontiac on the car. Should have listened to my own brain, as you'll see by the end of this segment. In the meantime, enjoy watching how I create the rims.
Would you step outside for a second?
Regardless of the slew of expletives and the thrown wrenches in my shop, I did eventually go back and fix the rims. While those 5 spokes are printing, I'll get the Mercenary out of the goo and clean it up before sending it off to the paint booth for primer. Don't mind the dirty dishes. As far as you know, this is a sink in my shop. I don't think it looks terrible, except for this edge right here. I'll grind that down for just a bit more accuracy, then give it a good polish before I actually send it off to the paint booth. I know that it seems a bit counterintuitive, but testing whether or not items fit together once they've been taken apart has helped in the past. Just to allow myself to continue working while the car is in wet primer, I'll use these marks to start trimming out the glass. I did have the thought that I could create the rear window frames using some pieces from a couple of NASCAR diecasts that Johnny and I picked up at a flea market. I was again wrong. I also couldn't get the window frames to sit properly, so I handed the problem off to Foggy to solve, which she did in about 5 minutes. I blame my giant sausage fingers. In these window backstops that Foggy created using a sheet of styrene, we're going to put real body filler. After that, we'll trim it off and level it out. There was a lot of testing, poking, and prodding to try to get the bumpers and the other accoutrement to fit on the Mercenary properly. I think I've finally figured out why Johnny lets me use this stuff, so that he can laugh at me when he watches the videos later. I'll leave this to sit for a couple of hours, come back and shave it off with a razor. Should be dead smooth. I didn't realize that Foggy had placed these with super glue, so they're gonna have to stay. After a bit of shaving and trimming, the bumper fits better, so I think we're about ready to throw it in some primer. don't think that looks half bad. Alrighty, we're closing in on the end, so let's get her into primer. As you can see, I've already got it in dark OD green, so let's put the snorkel on. Now I'll put the rubber on the tires, start getting this assembly done. The wheels, axles, and tires are actually the easiest part. I'm going to have to clamp this body together because the bumpers are just a hair too large. Well, I don't think that looks terrible. Let's hand it off to Foggy, let her do the final details, and we'll put it on a card. Then we'll head to the glamour shots. A lot of folks in the last video said that they really enjoyed how the Holy Goat's packaging looked. We thought we'd show you how this looked outside of the protective blister. Don't forget to join us next week. We're going to be doing something a little simpler, but still very cool. Then the week after that is something really special. So, from Johnny B, Victor Mackey, our families, functional histories, be safe, take care of each other.